All right, let's go to Miami. Rematch of Super Bowl VIII. The Vikings and the Dolphins. The Vikings favored by 3.5 because the Dolphins are down to their third-string quarterback in Skylar Thompson. Tyreek Hill has a foot problem. He had the quad issue last week. Over-under of 46. It's going to be 83 degrees. The Vikings will probably be in their purple jerseys. I don't know that it's going to be quite the same as it was the day that the Bills lost one guy after another to heat-related issues, because I think it was 90 that day. Do the Dolphins end this two-game losing streak, and do they make that Vikings 4-1 record look a little more realistic as to what the team is by dropping them to 4-2?
Man, I want to pick the Dolphins. I do. I just can't do it. I just can't all the way here. You know, I do think there's some things that are favorable in this matchup for them. I do. I think the third string quarterback, that's a real thing. And, I guess I got to see it to believe it first here before I really buy into it, even though I saw some positive things last week. And I think the best thing that they did last week is they got the run game going a little bit. That's where I do look at it and go, man, if they start running on Minnesota, maybe they can pull this upset off. But I think just because of the third string quarterback and then the way the Vikings offense is playing, and the Dolphins defense, even though very opportunistic and making plays, I mean, again, we're kind of seeing teams now, maybe we overvalued them. The teams are kind of moving the ball on them every week now. And that's what worries me, I think, more than anything. I'm not definitely going against the Dolphins because of Skylar Thompson. I think I'm going against them a little bit because I go, man, the Dolphins, you can run the ball on them a little bit, and we know they're going to give you some opportunities to make some plays against one-on-one coverage on the outside. And to me, that's when Minnesota's at its best. They run the ball a little bit. You know this better than anybody. And now it's, wait, we're worried about Dalvin Cook. We're filling up the A-gap. Oh, Justin Jefferson's behind us for a 15, 20-yard gain. That's where I ultimately worry about the Dolphins in this matchup, and that's where I'm gonna take Minnesota in a close one, 23-21.
I don't believe the Vikings are as good as 4-1 would suggest, and this is only their second true road game of the year. They beat the Lions at home. They went to neutral site London to barely beat the Saints, and then they pulled a rabbit out of their ass against the Bears after blowing a 21-3 lead at home this past Sunday. This is hostile territory. Dolphins fans are all in. They're showing up for these games, although it's kind of a weird vibe right now. Who knows if there'll be some empty seats this weekend, and who knows if there'll be some Vikings fans infiltrating the stadium. But I think this is where the Vikings' luck runs out. They have been using late-game magic to try to win these contests, and this is just one of those where you flip the coin and it lands on tails when you've been calling heads for 3 straight weeks. Vikings lose 24-21 to the Dolphins. I think Mike McDaniel will have a game plan that will exploit the weaknesses in the Vikings defense, which are plentiful at this point. They haven't been very good at stopping people. They haven't been good at holding leads. They've just managed to pull it together late in the game, and I don't see it happening in Miami. If this game was in Minnesota, I'd feel differently. In Miami, I think the Dolphins win 24-21.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.